My name's Kate, so if you don't know me, hi Casey. I am the Director of Early Childhood Ministries at Grace Point Church, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm also a brand new homeschooling mama of two 13-year-old boys. One is soon to be 14. And I just have a real passion and desire to come alongside moms as they parent and teachers of young children as they do what they do. So great to see you, Courtney and Jenna, as well. So the first question I have today is really about an early childhood environment. So if you are around multiple children, this should be helpful for you. So I just did a training yesterday. As the Director of Early Childhood Ministries, I care for the welfare, the souls, the life of our volunteer team members, the children and the parents that we serve at Grace Point Church. So I do trainings about 4 times a year. And so we had this training and it went really well, but then I got a question after that I thought, oh, I wish this would have come up during the training because I bet other people have this question too. So the question was, what do I do if I have preschoolers, which are about 3 to 6 years old in our church, and ideally we have 2 adults and 1 teen helper with up to 16 kids in a group. So, but sometimes we don't have all the volunteer team members that we need, so there's just 1 adult and 1 teen, so then they have about 10 to 12 kids. So this adult had said, my concern is I'm up here teaching this lesson and there's 2 kids in the back running around, and although our teenage helpers are really amazing, they're almost all boys and they're really loving and caring and playful, but they're not so good with discipline. So then that's harder on the adults because they're like, I'm up here trying to teach this lesson and I need someone to help with those kids that are, acting a fool in the back of the room. So what do I do about that was her question. And I said, that's a perfect question. Good morning, Ashley. Glad you're here. Hi, Jill. And the answer is the very first thing, and this is almost always going to be my very first response, and that is to stop and breathe. Because what happens to our body is, oh my goodness, you start getting some anxiety because I'm up here teaching and those 2 kids are running around and I'm going to lose control of my whole class, and your anxiety rises. So the very first thing you do is just stop and breathe, which sometimes we feel like, I don't have time for that. I need to move on to this. But believe me, if you don't take care of that first, nothing else is going to work. No wonderful strategy I give you after that could possibly work if you don't stop and breathe. And for us, we stop, breathe, and pray. God, give me your strength right now. Also, if you stop and breathe, you can assess the situation. Is this just bothering me? Is it because I'm up here teaching this wonderful lesson and those 2 kids don't care and I feel inadequate? Because sometimes it does tap into that stuff as a mom or a teacher. Or are those kids' behavior in the back of the room bothering the rest of the class and now they can't learn what I'm trying to teach? Or is it unsafe? So we need to kind of assess all those things, and we can't possibly do that if we're feeling anxious. So does that make sense? Okay. So first we breathe to assess the situation. And then we're going to give choices. So the choices have to be 2 positive choices. It can't be like, come over here or I'm calling your mom and you're going home. So it has to be 2 things that they want to do and 2 things that you can live with. For example, you can sit on the carpet or you can sit in the chair. You can sit on the carpet or you can sit in the chair. And I tell parents will say, teachers will say, I gave them 2 choices and they're like, nope, not doing either of them. So what I say is, again, keep breathing. I can handle this. I have what it takes. And then remember, kids do this to us all the time. They'll say, Mom, can I have a cookie? And you'll say, no, it's too close to dinner. You can't have a cookie. 2 minutes later, can I have a cookie? No, I just told you no, you can't have a cookie. They walk away. Mama, can I please, Mama, can I just have a cookie? Can I just have one cookie, please? And you're like, no, we don't even have any cookies. Come on, get out of here. I'm trying to make dinner. You can't have a cookie. Then they come back. Mama, I love you. I love you too, baby. Can I have a cookie? And you just want to give them all the cookies so they leave you alone, right? They wear you down. So I'm suggesting that we do the same thing for them, wear them down, but with two positive choices. You can sit on the carpet or you could sit in the chair. Which do you choose? And they're not moving. So you say, you can sit on the carpet or you can sit in the chair. You can sit on the carpet or you can sit in the chair. You can sit on the carpet, like, see where I'm going? And it doesn't work if you go, you can sit on the carpet or you could sit in the chair. I mean, because then you lost control. So breathe. You can sit on the carpet or you can sit on the chair. And you can even say, running around the back of the classroom when I'm teaching up here is distracting. You can even say to the kids who are in front of you, paying attention to your amazing lesson, you know what, I'm having a hard time because those kids are distracting me. And that's okay. It's not like I'm calling those kids out, but you simply say, I'm having a hard time here. Will you breathe with me? And that might sound silly, but I know that you have the experience of walking into a room, you're walking in the room, and two people are not even talking, but you're like, ooh, something's going on here, right? You feel that tension. Our kids have done it, right? They walked into the room, my husband and I we're not talking, but they're like, are you guys fighting? Is something going on? So you feel the tension in the room, so you can even have the other children say, hey, let's breathe together. Johnny and Susie are having a hard time. Let's help them out. So it's bringing the tension down in the environment. And then again, you go back to those two positive choices. You can sit on the chair or you can sit on the carpet. You can sit on the chair or you can sit on the carpet. Sometimes, good morning, Jen, we do have a situation where they say, well, I want to sit at this table. And that wasn't one of your choices. I really say in that situation, you have to assess if at least it's getting them towards what you want them to do. Sometimes, depending on the kid, depending on the situation, I will stand firm with that wasn't a choice. The choices are you can sit in the chair or you can sit on the carpet. So if they pick choice number 3 that wasn't a choice, it might be okay with you, it might not, so that you have to play by ear. But I was going somewhere with that about the giving 2 positive choices, keeping with it, staying positive. If you get frustrated, you lose control. Everyone breathing together. It'll come back to me. Oh yeah, this was it. So then the third part, because there's 3 things to do if you're with a group of kids and some are not listening, but most of them are. First, always first, you're breathing to assess the situation. Second, you're giving 2 positive choices. And third, you're going to encourage them. So if you start giving these choices, and hopefully there can be someone next to the child having the difficulty, and I'm not saying force, absolutely not force or push or shove ever, unless it's your own kid. Okay, just kidding. Anyhow, but so you have your hand on them, gentle, and just as they move, just even like a fraction of an inch, like you're saying, you can sit in the chair, or you can sit in the carpet. You can sit in the chair, or you can sit in the carpet, and you have your hand on them, and they just move just a little bit, and you go, oh, there you go, you're making a choice. Oh, you're going to choose, and you just pick one. You're going to choose the chair. Look at you sitting in the chair. You made a choice. Way to go. Good for you. And the kid's like, oh, look at me. I'm making a choice. Oh, yay. It's not like a magic, like we're trying to like Jedi mind trick them or something. It's simply you're encouraging them. You're saying, oh, look at what you're doing. And that's different than saying, good job, or I like the way you made a choice, because then that's about what you think. We want to focus on what the child is doing. So hopefully they're like, well, look at me. I'm making a choice. I'm doing it. And then that encourages them to want to follow directions. So just to go back, the first question was, what do I do about having a bunch of kids if I'm in a classroom situation and then there's a couple not paying attention? First and foremost, you always breathe to assess the situation, to see, is this just bothering me, or is it hurting the child or hurting other children? Second, you give 2 choices, positive choices, and you stick with it until they pick one. And then you can even encourage them as they make a choice, or even if they had no intention of making a choice, you're going to be like, oh, look at you, you're making a choice, you're doing it, good for you, way to go. So that was question number one.